Hey guys! Oh my god, that hair. I'm so fabulous. Um, it's been an interesting day. Recounting, it's been a rather good day. It was weird, but in a good way. Um, like if you don't know, I work in retail. I'm a cashier at a grocery store, which shall remain unnamed because slandering's against policy and whatnot, and I don't want to get anyone in trouble. But so today was fun. It was really slow this morning, being a Sunday. It's not Sunday anymore, but Sunday mornings are usually really slow, and it was exceptionally so today. It didn't start picking up until after I got back from lunch, where I came across, as I was coming back into my area, there was a group in line to check out, and one of them was wearing a gorgeous coat, and I could tell a wig, and I said, "This is familiar to me." And then as I saw the side of this person, I was like, and they saw my pause and turned. I'm like, Alois? And for those of you who don't know, I'm a very big fan of Black Butler, and Alois Trancy is a character in season 2. I'm not a huge fan of the anime, especially because of season 2, because even though I saw Black Butler before I read it, I enjoy the manga much better. But Alois is still a very fun character. He's very fun to cosplay, and seeing a cosplayer outside of conventions or gatherings is very entertaining. Like, especially for an aspiring cosplayer like me, to see one in my area. Like, I don't know if they were passing through for anything or if they just threw that on because they wanted to. Like, either way, they made my day, and I apparently made theirs because I was the only one who knew what the heck was going on. They told me that they were kind of waiting for somebody to say it's not Halloween yet, because, anybody who's in a bit of the costuming and eccentric business that goes along with cosplay and people like that in the theater and whatnot, you get that a lot. I've heard it before, and I do wear some pretty strange costumes that people would think are normally for Halloween. So that was one thing that happened, and then the next, there was this woman who came through with her small child, and he was a singer. It wasn't that he was bad, he wasn't. He just didn't shut up, and it was kind of hilarious and gorgeous, just because I was like, this boy needs to be in the arts when he gets in school. It was so funny because he was singing one line from a song over and over and over again because he didn't know anything else to it, and his mom was like, please, let's sing something else. And he'd sing something else for a second, and then she'd be like, something else. And then at one point he was like, that girl is on fire, and we just lost it. Like, the other people in line were kind of just observing this weird that was going on in front of them, but me and this woman and her child were just having a ball, because he was just having fun singing around, because he was just being a child, 5-year-old. But me and his mom were like, that kid just sang that? We lost it. She was like leaning over her groceries. I was on the bag rack like, oh my god, I could not breathe for like 30 seconds. It was hilarious. And I was like, this is great. I'm like, this is gonna be great stories for when he's a bigger person who's easily, embarrassed. And it was just hilarious. She's like, yeah, I've got video of him singing Frozen in his underwear. I'm like, this is gonna be great. He's gonna be a great individual growing up. Just because I know it's like that lighthearted hilarity. If he keeps with kind of passions like this when he grows up, he's gonna be an awesome person. And I mean, it was really nice to have a good day. Like, with all the weird that's been going on, like, having a good day is really great for me. Like, I haven't really made this extremely public. Like, if you're friends with me on Facebook, you may have noticed the change, but it wasn't like a public status post or anything. But I did break up with my boyfriend. I haven't really talked about him much on YouTube just because not many people need to know about that part of my life. But, you know, it was still rough. And, I mean, I was just very happy I wasn't alone this weekend. I got to spend some time with my best friend. Like, we've been friends for almost ever, and it's always really nice to see them again, even if it's just for a few hours. Like, I literally, I just went to a thing and stayed the night, and I left the next day, but still, it's just so therapeutic to see them, even if nothing's really going on. I mean, just to be in their presence is great, and I just love them so much. And then I spent the next day with my mom, who was like, hey, we're gonna go to karaoke. Turned out I just came over to her house and she took a nap. Then we went to sleep. Like, I woke her up and had pizza and then we went to sleep. I don't mind. I mean, we had fun. We went and looked, we tried to look at apartments because life and stuff. But they didn't have any that we wanted to look at. So that was that. But, okay, in general, work can be pretty stressful. I know that everyone has their stress and their problems, and it's easy to let that out on someone, especially in the service industry. Like, I'm sure waitresses have their own, like, problems with people who are, you know, having bad days. But, I mean, it seems like there's a constant sea of people having bad days at work for me. Like, I can be having the best morning ever. If those people at work, if those people that come through that door are just out to give me shit, I'm gonna have a terrible day. Like, there's nothing that, like, I can do about it. Like, I am not allowed to be rude to my customers. I don't let myself be rude to my customers. It's not something I would take pride in, and it's not something that, as a service person, I would do. And I think people take advantage of that. Like, if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't have freaking groceries, man. We should be, like, awarded for, you know, doing something for other people. Like, yeah, sure, you may fill out forms or type keys, but we actually do some sort of physical labor. I mean, I'm not saying that we unload trucks for a living, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with manual labor as a job. Some people are better at it, some people enjoy that. I mean, there are plenty of people that enjoy customer service and doing what they do. There are people at my work that do enjoy their job, that have been there for many years. It's just, it's very stressful in my situation because I do enjoy people, but I'm very emotional about it, and I like to connect with people. And if I know people are in a bad mood, it's going to set me off. I can't do anything to help you. If you're just gonna be mean to me, there's nothing I can really do about that besides take it. I can't react to that. I have to just grin and bear it. And, like, who do you people think you are when you want to walk up and just be rude to me because I have to be nice to you? I wouldn't be nice to half the people that came to my line in real life, like, if I just met them on the street and they were that rude to me in general. It's like, just because my job is to run groceries across a scanner, you get to look down at me? I'm sorry. I'm not 45 with 7 kids lying about grocery match prices just so that you can have your 7 kids. I don't know what you do for a living, but if you can financially balance 7 kids, you can pay more for groceries. I mean, at that point, like, what does it matter? Me? I barely make enough. I don't even make enough to sustain one person. That's why I have to live at home with parents. It's annoying because I do something no one wants to do, yet I don't get paid good for it. And I mean, I know that's part of the thing with, like, outsourcing jobs to, like, illegal immigrants to do menial services like lawns. Like, when was that menial? When did that become menial? Some people used to do that for an honest day's living, but with the cost of living being so expensive, it's just America is making us feel like the more expensive things are, but the cost, like, things are getting more expensive, but they're not paying minimum wage more. Like, wages aren't going up, prices are going up. And it feels like people like me are getting caught behind, and just because we have to do stuff like this just to get money, most of the people that I know have at least 2 jobs. Most of the people I know have at least 2. And it's just not fair. But some people are forced to, when they don't even have to take care of other people, to sustain multiple jobs. It's impossible for me to have multiple jobs because A, I don't have a car, and B, well, the car is mainly the problem, but my minimum wage job is pretty much a full-time job, but no extra, but with different hours. Like, I don't have a set schedule. Even if I was full-time, I wouldn't have a set schedule unless I did have a job previously. And it's like nothing is set in stone. And I mean, people say when they come to the store, and this is almost one of the worst things that I think, when we have to work holidays, because we do work holidays. We work everything but Christmas. There's one day a year that we close. You pretty much know where I work by now. But when they're like, you should get paid more. We do get a little pay more. We get bonus pay for working the holidays. But I mean, they're like, you shouldn't have to work. I'm like, well, if we didn't have to work, you wouldn't be here. And that means you'd have to be a responsible shopper. And I don't see any responsible shoppers, because everything's about last minute buying nowadays. You don't plan ahead for anything anymore. It's, oh, their birthday was last week, I'm getting something now. Or, oh, Thanksgiving dinner's tonight, and I haven't thought anything. And we have 90 million people coming. I'm like, when did you plan this? You couldn't shop when you were planning? I'm sorry, you were having a barbecue for 4th of July, but you didn't bother shopping at least the day before? You had to wait for everything today when we're sold out? There are literally days when people come to the line and they're like, man, you guys have nothing on the shelves. I'm like, really? You obviously found something because you've got a basket and a half. I mean, there's always something that somebody's complaining about that I have no control over, but they want me to fix. And I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it, but I can point you at someone that you complain at. You can complain to me, you can complain to everybody, but there's not many people that can do anything. I mean, it's really just your specific problem, and we're sorry, we're not magicians that can pull anything out of a hat to make you happy. And I feel like that's one of the worst things about America, is because, not to down America, it's a pretty okay place. I live here. But I mean, that all the inhabitants are pretty much spoiled to think that we deserve everything now. Fast food, uh, convenience stores, everything is readily available, and when it's not, people go ballistic. It's like, really? What happened to the days when you would wait a week just to get produce? There are some places that don't even have water, and you're complaining that you can't get your venti latte, or, a specific color of something. Like, honestly, I do good to be able to afford the clothes that I have to wear to work. Because of all the corporate changes and whatnot, we have to have specific clothing and specific colors and specific, like, details about things. Like, at first I was really happy about my job. I still enjoy. There are great things about my job. Like, I get to meet new people and I get to sympathize with new people. There are people's lives that I get to touch, that they are different for it, just because they came to the grocery store. I make people laugh. I make people feel better. I share wisdom with people who are older than me. I play with children. It's just, above all of the good things that I get to do with my job, there's just the endless flow of negativity. Because just because I work in this job doesn't mean you're better than me. You shop here. You obviously have more money than I do. And there are people out there that will be intentionally very cruel to you. Within, like, the first month or so that I worked there was a man who was so mean to me. And I wouldn't do it while he was there, but he was so mean to me that I cried in front of customers. Like, I kept the bold face while he was there, but as soon as he was gone and out of earshot, like, I could not stop weeping. And the people who were behind him didn't even say anything, because they understood, because they saw the whole thing, and they knew that it was very tough on me. And that it was just unintentionally, like, not unintentionally, but it was just, like, unreasonably cruel to yell at me to such a point that I would be that upset. And I mean, I'm not a person that does well with yelling, so I mean, when they were like, hey, you should do customer service, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna take $1 more to get yelled at as a job. No. And so, please, as a cashier, this is just my opinion, maybe some more have this, we're people too. I can't even afford, let alone carry, half of the purchases that you do when you come to my store. If I could, I would have 2 jobs. You probably don't. I don't even make $1,000 a month. If I had to live on my own, I would be homeless. Because I have no driving skills, no car, and I don't make enough to contain any kind of rent whatsoever. There is no one that I know that works at my place that doesn't either have a roommate, a second job, or both. And most of us are on food stamps. That's not good. Yet we still continue to serve you with a smile. Yeah, it's our job, but it's all we have as well. So as a cashier, as a service person, please give us a little more respect. Don't lie to us. We know when you're lying and we don't like it. We don't appreciate it. Because we do know. You don't think we know, but we do. Because we see it all day. And that, hey, how you doing, when you greet us, half the time I'm 97% of the time, I'm tempted to tell you how I actually feel. Usually I just go with a sigh or a nod, or if I'm actually doing well, I'll respond that way, but I mean, I usually just act tired, but really, it's usually I'm having a really stressed day. But I can't really say that because that's kind of against social grace. You don't want to drag other people into your business. But you guys can make the day. It's been proven to me several times over. You can make anyone's day just by being nice to them. I mean, I get creepy nice all the time. Like, you have really pretty eyes is one of the most compliments I get. Today I got, I like your ears. Which I guess meant I like your earrings because I was wearing my gauges. I've got, I like your necklace a lot because, yeah, I like this one. I'm bringing back the retro rubber band, like, tattoo necklace thing. Not really bringing it back because it's not really a trend yet, but, I mean, seriously. You guys have the power to affect someone's life. I see it. I do it. I try to make people's lives for the better when I see them. And I know it's hard when you're stressed and you have your kids with you, or, you're having a bad day, but there's no reason to put that on somebody else, especially someone who has to sit there and take it for hours. Please, customers of anywhere, be polite to your cashier. It's just courtesy. Something that I find we lack a lot these days. And before I forget, I know I've been promising a lot of videos that I haven't been recording. So, I apologize. And just so that no more promises get broken, I won't make another one at the end of this video. Just because I don't know if I'm gonna do it or not. But I do plan on making a video in response to my opinions on gay marriage. I do have opinions, but I also have a historical rant. You can judge my accuracy later if you want to, but that's gonna be a video in the future, eventually. I may do more updates, but right now it's pretty late / early, so I'm gonna I'm gonna call it here. Thanks for sticking around if you did. I know this was a long video, but I feel much better, and I hope anyone who listens understands a little about the stress of this kind of job. If you've never worked retail, if you get it, you know where I'm at right now, and you know. But, I mean, hey, you sat through a 26 minute video. Thanks. I know I'm crazy. I know I look crazy. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, you'll see a lot of this. My hair usually looks better. On a high note, thanks guys. Bye.